Hi guys, I'm Amy. I felt guided to come on and do a reading for the Divine Masculine Collective. So I'm going to be using the Divine Masculine Healing Oracle today. So Spirit, what is it that this Masculine Collective needs to see and hear at this time? Does this Masculine Collective need to see and hear, Spirit? Well, thank you. Okay, so we have Maui that came out. Okay, transformation requires actively shifting your current reality. By changing your routines, you can turn toward the direction you prefer. You can become so accustomed to your existing systems that it's similar to floating downstream, dragged along by the current. Breaking a habit and creating a new one entails becoming aware and consciously turning in a different direction with your paddle. Bringing awareness to your daily routines is more uncomfortable than going along your natural trajectory of repetition. Decide which habits still serve you, which you want to break, and which you wish to form. Just as Maui had to decide moment to moment whether to partake in trickster pranks or demigod level creations, you have to choose which path to take when each is presented to you. The choice is yours. Building the strength needed to create beautiful things happens slowly over time. Every seemingly small decision forms a new habit, gradually compounding to pave the way to greatness. A habit is an intention set in motion. Go slowly, breaking and creating one little step at a time. The ripple effect beginning from one action will flow out with impact. Sticking to your new patterns is easier when coming from a place of gentleness and empowerment rather than self-degradation. Break it down to one choice at a time rather than thinking about all your future actions. When breaking the habit of drinking 5 coffees a day, take it one coffee at a time. Think to yourself, this one choice right now is taking me on a timeline that benefits my future self. This one shift of timeline will alter my course. It becomes easier to repeat that little step once you've done it the first time. Make it as simple as possible. You don't need to torture yourself and make dramatic shifts instantly. Sometimes we overestimate the change we can make in 1 month, yet underestimate the progress we can make in a year. A 5-minute walk today can build a daily hour walk down the track. Another way to make your progress gentler is to have an alternative, healthier replacement that comforts you. Rather than foregoing comfort and coping mechanisms to transform, figure out what higher order need your old habit provides and find a way to bring that in. For example, replace your coffee with piping hot tea instead of restricting it to nothing. Design a list of healthy coping mechanisms to turn to when needed. Modify your current timeline by making small decisions to support the future version of you and feel the transformative power you hold come bursting forth in giant waves. Absolutely beautiful message there. I love that. And it's true. That is how we make major changes. We start with small steps. They lead to huge transformations. Next we have Melchizedek. It's time to focus on learning something new. Seeking a mentor will assist in elevating you to a new level. Hidden pieces of wisdom dormant within you will be unlocked, awaiting the right time and conditions to bloom. With this newfound understanding, you will be ushered onto a path of higher passion and illuminated truths. A mentor can help you bridge the zone of proximal development, the space between what you can learn unassisted and what you can achieve with educational support. Remember that your mentors are human and pass on the accumulated teachings learned firsthand on their winding journey. It's all too easy to get carried away with a new exciting topic. Take the time to consider all sides, not just the source you're most drawn to. Cognitive bias can take hold and become deeply rooted, limiting your path to higher learning. Cognitive bias is a process that occurs when people become biased toward one subjective reality, foregone logical reasoning. Humans tend to filter information through the lens of personal preference and prior experience. To combat this, consume teachings that convey the opposite beliefs you initially held about a topic. If you still hold the same views upon researching all viable theories, at least you know you have kept an open mind to all possibilities. Knowledge is power, and so's the humility to know that there will always be more to learn and information that humans are not privy to. As learning and teaching are two sides of the same coin, consider sharing your insights via the teaching modalities that feel right to you to expand your wisdom. The role of a teacher is to help plant seeds. If that seed's meant for the student, it will sprout roots and grow branches. If not, it won't. You may have an important topic for you to share to accomplish your teaching journey. Yet, you will come across certain students to whom your message will not apply. That may be because it does not pertain to their purpose, soul contracts, and lessons for this life, or perhaps it will plant a small seed that will sprout in years to come. Each person has a unique path to walk. Walk yours authentically, and the people aligned with your learning and teaching will come. Your own knowledge will deepen and grow, and you will feel the deep fulfillment that comes from nourishing the seed of wisdom ready to sprout within others. Okay, so perhaps you're being drawn to teach others, with the lessons you're learning on your spiritual journey. You may be feeling called to help teach others. And if you're feeling called to do so, definitely do that. Figure out in which way it's meant for you to do. Next, we have Hermes. Okay. Is avoiding the temporary discomfort of a difficult conversation worth giving up the opportunity to speak your mind? Consider the nights you may spend going over and over the points related to the issue because they were never released. It is best to speak up at the time and get the weight off your chest. Develop your inner messenger archetype and become efficient at healthy communication and necessary conflict resolution. Conflict is a component of healthy relationships. Instead of letting unresolved issues fester and manifest toxicity later, communicate openly and appropriately now. The longer annoyances, grievances, and ill feelings are kept muffled, the more likely they will break down your relationships over time. Looming in the background, replaying in your mind, and becoming expressed through passive-aggressive behaviors will eventually wear down even the strongest bond. Confront things head-on in a calm yet clear manner. Lessons in detachment, letting go, boundaries, and prioritizing peace are prevalent on a spiritual path. Learning how to healthily resolve conflict and make amends is also imperative. Instead of cutting people out at the first sign of opposition, a difficult conversation could do wonders for the long term. When someone you love is willing to put themselves in an uncomfortable position to bring up an issue to resolve, consider that they want a clear, open relationship with you that prospers moving forward. Airing everything out gives a chance to release anything that could cause hostility. Talking out grievances can bring clarity, new perspectives, and resolution. Discussing complicated topics and arriving at a better place develops closeness and deepens trust. Acquire conflict resolution skills to employ in your personal and professional relationships. Implement communication skills, such as using I feel statements rather than you did statements, or using compliment sandwiches, starting and ending with a positive statement, with the confronting information in the middle. Opt for in-person communication to avoid losing subtext conveyed through tone, eye contact, and body language. It is easy to misconstrue the energy behind a message via text, as it often appears harsher without the nonverbal cues face-to-face offers. Focus on conscious communication, and you will find clarity, strengthened bonds, and a mind at peace. The quality of your communication will influence the quality of how you relate with another person. Using these techniques and more will lead to greater understanding and increase the closeness between you. Okay, next we have Hiawatha. You are but one drop in the ocean that is humankind. It is becoming more common for people to feel isolated or like outsiders. If you have felt either of these things, it is time to focus on fostering a sense of unity with others to cloak you in the sense of belonging. As society converts to online communication, we are prone to isolation more than ever. We are shifting away from a communal living design toward an individualistic one. Evolution has designed us to be social creatures, so these modern changes shouldn't take that away from us. From both spiritual and biological standpoints, community benefits you greatly. Emphasize the platonic relationships in your life. While romantic relationships can play a special role, platonic relationships can bring you the love of a lifetime. Platonic love delivers purity and depth outside of the qualities of romantic love. Building these up can be a source more profound than even the most beautiful stories between lovers. Developing a community where you can share intimacy and resources and provide giving and receiving will award you with enrichment. Nurturing platonic relationships requires going deeper than the surface. Small talk and surface level relating have their place, but showing up with vulnerability, depth, and masks off creates a genuine sense of community. If you struggle with holding space and being receptive to having space held for you, focus on presence. You don't always require the right words or solutions. Just being there is often what people need. Instead of coming up with the perfect sage advice, focus on being caring and supportive. People won't necessarily remember the exact words you had to offer. However, they will remember feeling seen, validated, and cared for. That is what is important. To assist in finding a sense of belonging, look for local meetups for topics you are interested in. Join a book club, take up workshops on interesting topics, take up a group sport, or be the person to organize family events or get-togethers with friends and like-minded people. Be the one to bring others together to feel the blessing of a community surrounding you. The sense of community you build will help you feel safe, supported, and at ease in the world. And the final message today is Horace. When contemplating the idea of the inner child, it is natural to picture your 5-year-old self. However, it also represents your inner infant, inner teenager, and everything in between. Tap into the aspects of your past that went through certain events and give yourself the space to release the emotions they held. Connect with the infant within who needs to be nurtured and tenderly cared for. Become reacquainted with your child self and tap into purpose, wonder, and joy. Reconnect with your teenage self to draw on energies of rebellion, individuality, and rage. Your childhood provides insights into the foundation of your current self. Research Maslow's hierarchy of needs. To what degree were your needs met according to those listed on the pyramid? Did you experience any deficiencies? Subconsciously derived beliefs of what we can receive now are relative to what we received in our formative years. Is there room to broaden the scope of what you can receive from now on and what you will eliminate from your life if it isn't up to scratch? Unintentionally, parents may seek to satisfy unfulfilled needs by creating a family, whether from a longing for the love they missed or societal pressures. Some expect children to fulfill their unmet dreams or adhere to societal expectations, leading to unexplored ramifications in child rearing. It's time to unravel long-held expectations that your inner child may still be carrying. You do not have to climb onto the pedestal envisioned for you, nor do you have to step down to the limitations. You do not have to keep forcefully fitting into the boxes of your parents, employers, friends, and peers have constructed. Be unleashed from the role of dutiful offspring. Conformity restricts your exuberance. What do you envision for your life? How would you live without the pressure of opinion pressing down on you? Your inner child holds this insight. Inner child healing, shadow work, emotional release, and perspective shifting can exponentially change how your needs and wants can be met. You are worthy of receiving basic level care and deeply nourishing love. When you are your own person with your own unique needs and wants met, you are more capable of being the noble king of your world and leading others to self-empowerment. Okay, I'm going to leave this reading here. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.